So I'm just ready to go to bed. I was just laughing my ass off thinking about this funny thing about how they got. However, anybody who doesn't know thinks that the spirituality is all about like peace and love and stickers and flowers and singing kumbaya and all that shit. Fucking yeah, right. Spiritual's harder than going to fucking Vietnam. Okay, that's a not condescending, but that's pussy shit. Because you can see the enemy, you can hold a gun, you got orders. There's a chain of command. That shit makes sense, even when it doesn't make sense. You got to hear, and you got here, and you got what you got in between. With this spiritual stuff, it don't have any fucking easy points of access and easy answers. And yeah, everybody's fucking crazy. And there is entities. And mind does work outside of its own body. And shit does go on that you can't see. And that's the most important part. And so spiritual shit, that's funny. They say that women are a lot stronger than men. Yeah, that's why women do spiritual shit. And men don't. They get into clubs and they work together to keep spiritual shit down because they're scared and they won't go through it themselves because they're scared because they don't want to be alone because they don't want to fight enemies they can't see. They want to have people to hold their hand, and that's understandable. We're all children, but if it's really about the bigger picture, is it really about your family? If it's really about your position, if it's really about the money, if it's really about your nation, if it's really about all the things that we make it about, if it's really about Jesus, if it's really about, making the community better, the spiritual shit's the only fucking thing that there is. Everything else is hiding in a burrow with a bunch of other muskrats. And so the spiritual shit, that's the only way to actually elevate. Otherwise, you just end up getting fat and old and sitting on a throne where you don't have a voice. You don't have anything other than the deed that you signed for, which means that you don't have a deed. See, a deed is done. If you sign for a deed, then you say you can't do nothing because the land owns you, right? Seems to be implied in that, in the spiritual. When there's no ownership over the property or the land. But then, so then everyone claims that they own something because of a signature on a property or a land. But whoever you sign that shit over to is the one that owns it. More so than the one that uses it. Is what the system seems to imply to the people at large. When you buy a car, then as soon as you sign it over, then the value decreases because it's in your property. But you have to pay the liability, and they can take it from you anytime they decide to. And they can change the rules, and they can change the interest rate, and they can all this stuff. And they're the ones that have all the chains, but they're not holding on to jack shit. And you can use it all you want, but they can say how, when, why, where, who, how, and say, oh, well, that muffler is now outdated, so you can't drive it on the street unless you get one of the EPA standard. And if you don't, well, then we're going to charge your person because we own your person and we own that vehicle because your mother registered you to us, so you don't own you. And you signed for that vehicle, but technically you don't own yourself. So how could you sign for that if you don't own yourself and the system owns you? Then you couldn't sign for that unless you own the system. Isn't that weird? If you don't own yourself, then how could you own anything else? And how can they charge you? But if you do own yourself, then see, there's a little bit of paradox in there that doesn't make sense. That's based upon a lie. But anyway, yeah, the spiritual shit. It's all frou-frou and cupcakes. Yeah, right. Get a gun. That's the easy way. Just shoot anybody and hide in the corner. And get as many people as you can on your side. Because that's gonna save you from demons. That's gonna save you from your own thoughts. That's gonna save you from the person next to you being possessed and turning on you. Yeah, yeah, that's gonna save you from monsters. Or no, well, no, well, families tear themselves apart from the inside out. Everybody knows that. From misunderstandings and about ownership and about miscommunication, all about control. Saying you give in till death do us part. Oh, wait, I just changed my mind because you took a drug. So now it doesn't matter. Now I'm going to take everything you own. What? That sounds like what a demon would say. But that's the way people work when it comes to marriage. That's why demons and contracts are tied together as a overall understanding of things. Each of us. Yeah. What's a spirit? Well, who's the head of all the spirits? Huh? Huh? Who's the head of all the spirits? Ask around. Ask around. Who's the spirit? Who's the spirit? Who owns all the churches? Okay. So is that a demon? Or what is that? That's keeping everybody apart and keeping everybody quiet and keeping everybody turning on each other. I thought we were all safe because of that spirit. That's pretty confusing. I'm going to sleep. I need more sleep. Sleep's good for you. Stay away from them candlesticks and light bulbs.